Another day, another terrible Doctor Who mess to get through because it just keeps getting worse, people. No matter what you do, it just keeps getting worse. That's all. Before I get into this latest mess, let's take a look over at Doctor Who's ratings for episode for the 15th season that's going on right now. Now we started off talking about how it posted the lowest ratings ever for the overnight for episode 1, which was 2 million. That was pretty much it. It was the worst it has ever been. And I talked about how, the 7 day, although it wouldn't be much, I say, but most likely raised by maybe a little bit more. It did it with the 7 day, one of the 3.36 million, and the other one here, 3.57 million. It doesn't increase by much at all. When you look at the rest of it now, episode 2 dropped to 1.58 million. Overnight, episode 3 went up a bit to 1.86 million. Episode 4 dropped back down again to 1.5 million. And then episode 5, at the time of this video, is down to 1.59 million. So it's basically just hovering somewhere there between the 1.5 million range. That's it. When you look at the accumulation of it over time, episode 2, after 7 days, 2.69 million and 3 million, 2.91 million and 3.23 million, 2.51 million, 2.80 million. These are not good numbers, people. These are cancellation numbers. And with the rumors out there that, Ncuti Gatwa has already filmed his regeneration scene and he's looking to be gone, this is not good. This is not good. You have ruined Doctor Who as a franchise, everything like that. That's what you've done. You've ruined it. There is no coming back from it because it's no longer about good entertainment. It's about shouting the message from the literal top of your lungs and hoping and praying to God that everybody just accepts it and moves on. It doesn't work. I talked about this before. I said the numbers are going to keep getting worse and worse, and they have. They have gotten worse and worse. There are only 3 more episodes left. At the time of this video, only 3 more episodes left. And I don't see it getting any better at all. I don't. Well, one person connected with Doctor Who wants everybody to just shut up and watch it. Because why shouldn't we complain that it's awful? No, you're supposed to just shut up, accept whatever slop they put out there and say, thank you, sir, can I have some more? That's what you're supposed to do. Well, I'm sorry, Millie Gibson, but we won't be doing that. This article here from Fandom Pulse. Doctor Who actress Millie Gibson vents frustration at woke criticism. Just watch it and get over it. You all remember when Ncuti Gatwa said, don't watch it, go touch grass for God's sakes. How did that work out for him again? Oh yes, his numbers went down in the burning pit of cancel, and he never rose up and went back down in the that was it. But no, you should come out and say this. That's the way to get fans interested. It's like these people want to get cancelled. The Doctor Who creative team is increasingly getting asked about its woke elements because of their massive ratings failures, and it seems Millie Gibson getting fed up with the situation, demanding fans just watch it and get over it in the latest public relations blunder. This never works. It didn't work for the Acolyte. It didn't work when Ncuti Gatwa said it. It didn't work for anything anybody comes and shoots their mouth off and does this nonsense. It never works. Ever since the 60th anniversary specials, Russell T Davies began a media tour warning that fans of what Doctor Who was wouldn't be happy. He leaned into saying the new episodes would be more fantasy than science fiction, and saying at the time he was going to lean into heavy identity politics. Oh joy, that sounds great. Saying it's not just a Doctor Who thing for me, it's something I and a lot of other writers are very keen to do, to be progressive and to reflect more of society. You see, this is what I'm saying. Eh? When your overlying thought is that you want to make what you want to make. You want to inject this into what you want to inject this into. And you don't like what anybody has to say. And it's all about you and what you want and how it is you want to push this identity politics. That's what you want to do. And then you wonder why you end up failing hard. As the show created an uproar with Judy Gatwa's portrayal of the Doctor, emasculating the character and turning him into a homosexual caricature. The team began to receive criticism of their direction, which Gatwa did not take well. He infamously told critics, "Don't watch, turn off the TV, go and touch grass, please, for God's sake." And that's exactly what they did. And how did that work out for him? Every episode he did was an absolute freaking embarrassment and ratings failure. Because when you figure that the fans will just shut up and take whatever slop you give them, they'll throw it in your face. As the series progressed, it became clear that every episode would be soiled with some kind of identity politics virtue signal. From early on, Russell T Davies put drag queen Jinx Monsoon into a major role. Oh God. Had an episode of Bubble and Dot where people refused to be rescued by the Doctor because they were racist, and the worst of season 1 came when the Doctor made out with another man in Rogue, abandoning his companion to do so. Yes, because that always makes sense. During the off-season, Russell T Davies further fanned flames by telling fans he cared more about trans rights than the show at a panel at SDC 2024, San Diego Comic Con 2024, leading to a season 2 that opened with an episode attacking fans directly. Yes, that's the one that got only 2 million overnight views. Yeah, that one. The first episode of the second season was a shot at who the team perceives as its toxic fans, having the main villain be a white male gamer who is overly aggressive to the female new companion in pursuing her to the point he hates her. She naturally wants nothing to do with him, and it even gets announced Planet of the Incels. Yes, that's what they did. And they literally said that in the episode, a Planet of the Incels. At one point in the episode, to further put a middle finger to fans, because that's what they're doing. The second episode seemed to admit that all they're doing is paying attention to criticism while utterly ignoring what the critics are saying. They even reference critics on X in the dialogue, with one person saying hashtag RIP Doctor Who in a bizarre fourth wall breaking scene that showed they were intimately watching what was being said on social media. And these people become so deranged, and that's their problem. It is absolutely so deranged. They don't stop and say to themselves, listen, perhaps, just perhaps, I should do something that isn't absolutely ridiculous and stupid. And maybe I should put some time and effort into making something good. No. Once they see that you have any kind of problem with them on social media at all, they will use every opportunity to attack you with it. You see it all the time, even in things like comic books. When you see some of these so-called comic book creators from DC and Marvel going online to attack fans. Now, Millie Gibson had an episode where she returned, which has been panned as one of the most incoherent, worst Doctor Who episodes ever. Why stop at this point? The plotline featured a boyfriend who views the Doctor and unit as conspiracy theories, filming them and live streaming to gotcha them. Another shot at critics and influencers who have voiced disdain for the show. Like I said, why stop at this point? Why stop at this point? As the season progresses and ratings come in, journalists are noticing how woke the show has become, and they've increasingly been asking the actors questions about it. Current companion Verada said to embrace it, claiming it was a good thing, but Millie Gibson, who's already exited the show aside from this returning featurette, is clearly frustrated by the question. She gave an interview to the Standard saying, I remember watching an episode where David Tennant goes back, I think it's with Martha, and they meet Shakespeare, and he's like, oh yeah, Shakespeare's quite hot. This is literally what Who does. Now, I think I do remember that episode that she's talking about. I think I did see it myself, but it was not in the way that she's making it sound. You understand me? David Tennant's Doctor Who said that in a passing reference, kind of. It wasn't like him drooling over Shakespeare the way that they make out Ncuti Gatwa to be doing. That is the problem. So don't try to act like this is any kind of comparison, my dear, because that's not what it is at all. She continues on. I think because of the way the world is, they're making jabs at anything that's relating to this. It's not really necessary. The show is so pure and beautiful, and it's literally about two best friends traveling the universe. So just watch it and get over it somewhat. I'm sorry, but no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because the show is not about two best friends traveling the universe. The show is about two people traveling the universe while you try to inject as much identity politics, horse manure in there as possible. And that is what people have a problem with. She continues on. It didn't cross my mind at all. Having people like Jinx Monsoon in it as Maestro in Devil's Court, I'm her biggest fan. I think you mean his biggest fan. I don't think it's a problem at all. It might not be a problem for you. It might not be a problem for you. But people are drawing lines when it comes to these things. People don't want these things portrayed for their family. I mean, like, I first of all, they have this thing in United States where they have drag queens reading to children. I'm like, why? Why? If you want to read to children and you want to dress up as maybe some kind of cartoon character or something like that, fine. But drag queens are an adult thing. A disturbing adult thing, but still an adult thing. Why do you want to bring that into children? Because they will stop at nothing to influence children into this disturbed way of thinking and expect you to sit there and say, well, yeah, that's fantastic, boy, keep it up. No. She is clearly not telling the truth about it not crossing her mind when she's also at the same time telling fans to embrace it for what it is. It goes to show that these actors understand the show is a failure and the reasons why, but they still don't want to admit it. Of course not. Of course they don't want to admit it. Admitting it would mean that they have to admit, and it's crap. You turn, like I said, after they made the Doctor into a woman, the only option that they had left was to make the Doctor black and gay. That is it. And once they did that, there was no coming back from it. And Ncuti Gatwa ran around acting that role as heavily as he could. And this became a problem. So Millie Gibson could come on and tell people just watch it, get over it, and shut up and watch it all you want. No, we're not going to do that. You all cannot keep ruining things that are going and acting like everybody needs to just get over it. They are fan now. I am not the biggest Doctor Who fan now. I freely admit that. There are people who are. And the people who are sick and tired of this crap, and I agree with them. Do not destroy what is good because if you want to make your own shows and based around it, go ahead. You'll get a very stark and harsh reality when nobody watches it. But that is what constantly keeps happening and you never learn. So yeah, go ahead and insult the fans again. That worked so well for Ncuti. I'm sure it'll work just great for you too, Millie dear. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. Be notified every time I upload a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.